Hello.
Hey.
Oh, no intro.
Welcome to the Patch Game Club.
Well,
Here
just
this
stick it
week,
on.
we're talking about.
Katawa Shoujo.
Thank you. You're much better at that than I am. So unfortunately, this is a game. I'm going to be honest. I didn't do my homework. I didn't get to play.
Damn it, Gus.
But
I was out
dare
of
you.
town and I still
How
played
dare
it.
you?
I didn't know about the game until last night.
How dare you?
I didn't start playing it till last night.
I
You could have
also
been
didn't
just
start
as
until
traumatized
last-
as
I
I
was
am.
too drunk. I'm sorry, Ryan.
That
and I know
probably
you.
would have
I know
improved the
you can't use that
experience.
excuse.
Gus said he was like, I heard about it last night, but I was already drunk. He was just write it off.
So I gotta pay attention. You gotta really focus on it. So this is a game about a person. Let me tell, from what I understand, who's attending a school for people with various disabilities.
Yes,
Because he has one.
because he has
Yes.
one. He is able-bodied, but he has a dormant arrhythmia that has surfaced when a girl asked him out, and he had a heart attack.
Well, I feel like it's not quite the same, like a dormant arrhythmia.
Yeah.
Well, no,
it could at
it's
any-
pretty serious. Like, he
it's-
can
Is it?
drop
Okay.
dead at any minute.
Right, but it's strange because
Shouldn't he be in a hospital then?
right, he was in
was.
a hospital
Okay.
for months. Like the first 4 months or something is in a hospital. But it seems really strange because it's like he's had this completely normal life. He had no idea he had this arrhythmia. Then all of a sudden it comes up constantly. Like he like you run a little bit and he's like, oh, I'm so tired.
Oh,
And it's like,
and then the screen starts flashing red,
Yeah.
like, uh-oh.
you get the Doki Doki effect. So yeah, I don't understand why it just like you have a heart attack and now all of a sudden everything you do is hard. Maybe that's how it
Well,
works.
maybe
Well,
yeah,
actually,
maybe
I don't
it
know.
weakened the heart.
Right.
And it could also be that as he's growing larger, the muscle around, and they mentioned it at one
He
point,
is
there's muscle
becoming-
weakness. Yeah, as you grow, you get to a point where the muscle isn't strong enough to support your heart
That's true.
anymore. It's got to work harder to pump blood.
It's not strong
There
enough
you go.
to
So
handle.
there's the medical excuse for this, why he is now in special school.
Yeah, his heart wasn't strong enough for date invites. From
Yes.
girls
Well,
he
look,
likes.
that was a big thing for him, obviously. He was
Big deal.
very not
That's when he
ready.
has his heart attack because the girl he likes asks him out and he's like,
So how long do you think before she asked another boy out? Wow. This game really focuses on his trauma, but think about the poor girl that's like, I like you.
yeah, but do you think she was kind of like, fuck yeah?
Do you think? Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah. Do you think that's the sequel?
It's her just being like, oh, I'm so good.
Yeah.
I'm a pimp now.
Like she asked some guy out and he's like, yeah, sure. And she's like, that's it? That's it?
That's
Not
like when
even gonna-
that's like when she meets her match, like a hero villain thing. It's like someone who's immune to her power.
He's got the heart of two men, like a bull.
All right, so let's talk about this. I'm glancing at your cheat sheet.
I have cheat sheets with their names because they're difficult to remember names.
Yes, they are.
They're really not.
Some of them are.
not.
They may be hard to pronounce.
I'm gonna go over the different heroines
Yes.
in the game.
Okay.
There's Emmy,
Yep.
who is the character with both of her legs amputated below the knee.
Yep.
Hanako, who is a burn victim.
Mm-hmm.
Lily, who is blind, who is Hanako's best friend. Rin, who doesn't really have arms.
Doesn't really.
Well, she's got like
Doesn't sound
It does at
normal.
one point mention that she has something.
right. She has like
Yeah.
little
Sleeves, yeah.
little
Some
stumps.
sort of.
Yeah.
So she has to
birth
wear,
defect.
as a result, she has to wear a boy's uniform
Right.
because she can't deal with the skirts.
She uses feet for most things.
She's Shizune, who is deaf and mute, and Sheena, who is the interpreter for Shizune.
But also, it doesn't say the thing that I didn't like about this cheat sheet because it comes with the game. It doesn't say what her disability is, but she has problems with words. So I didn't know if she was like dyslexic, if she's like got some other disorder or something that is wrong with her because they seem to point out a lot that she stumbles on big words. So like, why did they point that out if they don't include that in her character
Maybe they were
description?
just trying to subtly imply that she's maybe not as bright as.
Yeah,
Shizune.
maybe
Also,
maybe not. Maybe it's just that. Maybe she's just not very bright. I
Also,
don't know.
is that like therapy for her to be like the interpreter for someone else where she has to speak more, like to get
Big
more
words.
practice? Yeah.
Well, the thing is, if she knows the sign for it and then says the word, she must know the word.
Well, but some of them they say she has to spell out.
Oh,
Like
they're doing it
magnanimous,
phonetically, okay.
she spells out the letters for, and then the girl that she's signing to teaches her the sign for magnanimous.
Gotcha.
So
That's a big word.
it's a big word.
So then you play as this character with the dormant arrhythmia, and you must navigate life at this school, hopefully trying to bang a classmate of yours.
Yes, and it takes way too long. Just
Yeah.
you know what? My advice: skip this. Load up some porn. Because it took 2 hours of a lot of this and not the good kind. Just a lot of clicking and no release.
Yeah. Okay. So I've just decided that the visual novel issue that I majorly have for me, which Cat Lady sort of got around because it had an audio track. It was mostly narrated, and it was pretty efficient. Like, it got to what it needed to do. And then there was game. Like, you walked around and interacted with things. So if there was a long talking section, at least you knew at some point you would get to play again. Visual novels have no play. Eventually you get to make a decision, but it's like an hour between decisions.
Yeah, there's so few decisions. Like, they need to Walking Dead it, where I get to make some big choices. That would have kept me in it.
Didn't you say that, like, the flow chart for the game was crazy huge?
Incredible.
It was crazy huge.
I don't know how long you have to play to get to this flow chart, but incredible.
Okay. Yeah, this is the fair warning is I got to the part where the flow chart forks dramatically, and then there's a bunch of different options. But that's as far as I got. In my last save file, it clocks how long you've been playing, was at 2 hours, and that's with me playing on the almost maximum text speed and almost minimum delay on auto play. So I just let it run, and I would sit there just reading. Which I determined that's the other issue I have with visual novels is whatever the speed it is that I read is really jarring when it comes to reading one of those. It's like you're having sex and someone keeps stopping. I mean, it's like...
you mean you don't like... Some people like that.
It's so jarring and halting. Well, yeah, it can be fun, right? It can be fun for a minute, but then eventually you're like... Can we just get to the point?
Can we just do it?
Let's keep going.
It's not about the destination, it's the road you take to get there.
Yeah, and if the road has like a pothole every 3 seconds, it's just not good. So I eventually found kind of a sweet spot with autoplay and text speeding where it's just like constantly running. But man, if you're doing a visual novel, you show me a picture, you don't need to spend 5 minutes describing what's going on in the room. I get it.
True.
Your settings are right there. Embrace the fact that it is a visual novel. If you need to tell me something visual, show me a picture.
I also didn't like the way they sign because it's like...
dot.
Yeah, well, it was like they sign and the girl would be like... And then she'd go back to like her stagnant pose. It's like, that's not even remotely sign language. It was like they did like 2 glamour poses and they were back to like their pose. It was ridiculous.
Do you think... Why would that be? I guess maybe it's a lot harder to actually
I'm
have them do all of the different
I didn't even see that because I was just skipping.
Oh, yeah.
I think but with autoplay on it, just jumped over the animated part of that.
There's also a skip mode where it's which is supposed to just take you to each decision, but it didn't work on my computer. Like I kept hitting skip mode and it was like, no, well, you read this. Yeah. I worked on this. You read it.
So was there a particular heroine that you were pursuing?
Oh, I want Emmy.
You want Emmy?
The worst way possible.
I did like Emmy.
She was spunky. She wants me to run with her. And I made the decision, apparently, without realizing it, to make her like me, which was that I ran so hard I almost had a heart attack. That makes her like you more, so.
I gotta say, looking at the flowchart was one of the things that really kept me going with this game because I saw, you look at the flowchart and nothing's happening. It's like a single track, then it forks a bunch. And right after it forks a bunch, right at an item called Cold War, all of a sudden there's like a dozen places where it's you die.
Oh yeah, because you ruin your chance with that person, and it's like get out.
Well, no, is it just you leave the school,
no,
or is it you actually die?
I think you actually die. I just say get out, like get out of the game. Yeah, but you actually die.
Your arrhythmia gets the best of you.
Yeah,
you're literally have a broken heart.
That kept me going because I was like, what if there's like a hatful boyfriend situation here where something actually interesting happens if I go for an event? I don't think that there will be any payoff worth it.
The flowchart I was looking at said that you die could mean you actually die, or it could mean you've ruined your chance with the girl you'd chosen, so you'd ruin your chances with all the other girls. So I don't know if the same animation happens every time, but...
So, like, you can only ever pursue one. Like, you can't have, like, a backup hedged bet or anything.
Right, and
it's definitely forked. Like, if you go down one path, you're in that path till you get good ending, bad ending, or dead.
Yeah, and
just like life.
The first big choice is oh god, can I see your cheat sheet?
The big fork happens around Cold War.
Refer to anyone by their disability. Sheena and Shizune are arguing with Lily and Hanako.
By the way, when we say Sheena, it always appears as Misha.
Oh yeah, Misha.
Misha, whenever they're talking about her.
They're arguing, and you have to take Lily's side or Shizune's side. And I took Lily's side. Who did you?
I did too, yeah.
Lily?
Who are you pursuing, Ryan?
Well, I mean, that's such an abstract thing. It's either you look at the flowchart and just decide who you're going to pursue, or you just react
Just say
naturally.
which lady you were going for.
I don't feel like I really got enough information out of any of them.
Were you,
Like, oh, I didn't. It's a dating game. How could I know?
I
Just pick a lady.
I didn't like Shizune. She's still.
She was too sassy for me.
She's a little. She's just grumpy.
Yeah.
She's very strict and formal. I kind of was leaning towards either Emmy or Lily. Lily somewhat reminds me of my wife, so I was kind of leaning that direction.
Look at you, nice save,
Brownie points, yeah. I love that you tried to avoid picking one, and then you're like, I had another one my wife looked like.
There was one kind of like my wife, and I kind of like that.
Lame.
Yeah,
Same.
you have experience with that, so
Yeah,
sticking with the tried and true.
There you go. That's the safe route.
Yeah.
Which one would you have gone to, just based off looks?
Based on what on what we've talked about in here, I think Emmy would have been the one I would have gone for.
She's really friendly and spunky.
How could you not?
Yeah.
I also really liked Hanako. I was really intrigued by her at first, but she just seems like she would be so much work.
She's very skittish.
Yeah.
She's like that street cat that you have to kind of woo into the house. Like, come on, I won't mistreat you.
I promise, there's food in here.
And it seems like, well, once you make the choice Lily or Shizune, you can't go back. So like once you decide against Shizune, you can never get Misha or Shizune. And I don't know how you would get Shizune without Misha, because you don't know sign language. So I don't know how that
They're
works.
really tied together. Yeah.
Oh, could you get them both at the
Yeah, I was
same
gonna
time?
say I could think of a way this could
wondered
work
if that
out.
was gonna happen.
Where's that flowchart?
Like, does she have to come in the room with you? Like, oh, baby.
She can do. Never mind. She can do a lot more than come in the room. All right.
Hey.
All right, so should
Nimble
we
fingers.
talk about maybe next game or just decide what we're gonna
bring
do?
out the.
Yeah. We'll wrap that up by saying it's free and you will want the time
So,
back in your life.
It was free, but you could also pay for it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think
like,
it was like pay what you want.
Yeah.
I found it like a Steam thing.
Oh, is it on Steam?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's the right game. Like the first link I sent out was a Steam link that came up in response to that for like $10.
Yeah,
Oh,
but if you
weird.
go to their website,
Yeah, their
you
website
can just
has it
get
for free. And
yeah.
also, it's not Japanese at all, and it was developed by 4chan.
Yeah, and there's Mac OS and Windows versions.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
All
Just
right.
don't.
Let's bring the drum out.
Also, let's not do visual novels for next week.
I don't think there's any more.
We should
I'm sure they
play
exist.
we should play some dramatic music for when the drum's coming out. Look at that.
It's getting away. There we go.
All right, you gonna tumble it?
Spin, spin, spin. Oh, no, I did. I tumbled and span
I'll
last
pick.
time, didn't I?
I
Wait,
wanna pick.
That's the both word. You picked? Okay. This time you have to play it, Gus.
I will.
Like the one that just jumped out at you and we kicked it back in there. Did we add it? We really need to put some more tickets in there.
I added one.
Gus added one.
All right.
Be
All right,
gone,
Gus.
drum.
What do we have?
Done with you.
Number 136858.
You're a winner.
You know that Ashley, when she wrote hers, ripped her tickets because she thought we were going to do numbers?
Brothers by Ashley.
Brothers.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
So is that the game where you play as the two brothers, or
I think so. It was on. It's on PS4, right? Or PS. I don't know. Did it make it to PS4? It may still be.
Ashley's
PS3
out of
game.
town, so we can't just ask her.
I will Google Brothers game.
Yeah, I just
Is
want
that-
to make
is
sure
that
we
by
know.
brothers, do they mean A Tale of Two Brothers? Is
Right,
that
that's what I'm
full
wondering.
Full title.
Do, do,
Brothers
do.
game.
We're
I
very
love that she
quickly-
didn't write the full title.
Maybe she did. Maybe
Brothers,
it's a game.
A
we
Tale
just
of
don't
Two
know.
Sons.
Okay,
There we go.
Yeah. Okay, great. I have played that game. I have finished
Have
that
you?
game.
Okay.
Yes.
I have not played it. So
It is on Xbox Live Arcade,
Okay.
Microsoft Windows, and PlayStation Network.
Yeah, I played it on the 360. I don't know if there's a version for the one. There's definitely, but there's also a PC version. If you play on the PC, this game does require a controller.
I
Oh,
want to
okay.
say it was at one point free on Xbox.
Yeah, I think that's
in
when I played
Games
it.
for Gold. So I may have picked it up then, but I haven't played it yet.
All right, so check it out, and we'll
All
be
right.
back to talk about it next week. Bye.
Don't play that game.
Aww.
Katawa show no.